The Las Vegas Raiders have officially signed veteran wide receiver Tyler Lockett, reuniting the 33-year-old with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith in what is quickly being dubbed a Seattle reunion in the desert. After a disappointing start to the season with the Tennessee Titans, Lockett requested his release, and just days later, he found a new home in silver and black. Lockett's arrival brings instant freshness and experience to a wide receiver group that had been plagued by uncertainty and internal drama. Originally drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in 2015, he was projected to be one of the most consistent and accurate route runners in the NFL. Over 10 seasons in Seattle, Lockett amassed over 9,000 receiving yards and nearly 60 touchdowns, earning league-wide respect for his reliability and leadership. But things changed after Seattle released him earlier this year. He signed a one-year deal with Tennessee, hoping to revive his production, but the Titans' offense has declined, as have his numbers. Just 10 receptions for 70 receptions in 7 games. Now, in Las Vegas, Lockett joins a system and a quarterback he knows well, looking to prove he still has it in him. The chemistry between Geno Smith and Tyler Lockett is undeniable. Their years together in Seattle produced one of the most effective quarterback-wide receiver duos in the league. With Pete Carroll helping oversee the Raiders' offensive adjustments this season, the reunion seems more than coincidental. It seems strategic. However, Lockett's signing also raises big questions in the Raiders' locker room. The biggest one? What will happen to Jakobi Meyers? The team's WR1 has been frustrated since the offseason, when he didn't receive the contract extension he expected. He's made it clear he still wants to be traded, and the tension between him and the organization is unresolved. Despite leading the team in targets, Meyers has yet to find the end zone in 2025, and his future in Las Vegas remains uncertain. The addition of Lockett gives the Raiders a safety net. If Meyers is traded before the trade deadline, the offense won't collapse. Lockett's experience in Carroll's system, his connection with Geno, and his calm veteran leadership can keep the pace competitive while helping young receivers Trekker, Tyquan Thornton, and Jack Beck develop. Lockett may not be the explosive threat he once was, but his intelligence, route-running accuracy, and ability to create strategic plays could be exactly what the Raiders need during a turbulent season. He's entering a situation where his voice and experience are as important as his performance on the field. But while Lockett arrives, another receiver could be on the way out, and according to ESPN, the Raiders risk making a colossal mistake if they don't act quickly. With the NFL trade deadline just days away, all eyes are on Las Vegas, and one name is at the center of the storm: Jakobi Meyers. According to several veteran ESPN reports, the wide receiver still wants out, and the Raiders front office is walking a dangerous line between patience and disaster. Meyers' frustration dates back to the offseason, when he failed to secure a long-term contract extension. Since then, things have only gotten worse. Despite being the team's most watched receiver, Meyers hasn't found the end zone this year, and his relationship with the organization has become increasingly strained. When asked recently if he still wanted to be traded, Meyers didn't hesitate. "Oh, absolutely. But at the end of the day, I'm a professional." ESPN insider Adam Schefter reports that the Raiders are open to trading Meyers, but only if they get a good return. This seems reasonable on paper, but here's the problem. With the Raiders at 2-5, keeping a disgruntled player doesn't make sense. Las Vegas isn't in the running right now, and keeping Meyers unsigned beyond 2025 risks losing him for free in free agency. There has been several instances of interest, including from the Denver Broncos, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Buffalo Bills, all looking to help out at wide receiver. But according to league sources, no prospect has yet reached the Raiders' asking price, and time is running out. The truth is simple. Las Vegas can't afford to play hardball here. They need draft capital. The roster still has holes on both sides of the ball, and moving Meyers now could help speed up the defense. Keeping him just for pride or leverage could easily become the team's biggest mistake this season. This dilemma is also directly related to the team's new signing, Tyler Lockett. With the veteran officially joining the roster, the Raiders already have a capable replacement should Meyers leave. Lockett knows Geno Smith's tendencies, understands the structure of Pete Carroll's intervention, and can immediately fill the leadership void that would open if Meyers were traded. But if the Raiders don't act soon, things could get complicated quickly. Meyers' continued discontent could spread throughout a locker room already rife with uncertainty. Each week that passes without clarity brings with it more frustration, and potentially more distractions for a season trying to find its footing. The question isn't if Meyers will continue to be traded, but when and what Las Vegas got in return. With the November 4th deadline fast approaching, the Raiders front office is under enormous pressure to make the right decision. They've already added Lockett as a stabilizing presence, but now comes the real test. Will they be bold enough to let Meyers go and start shaping their future, or stubborn enough to risk losing him him for nothing. And while all the attention is on Meyers, another name is starting to emerge behind the scenes, a veteran who could surprise many before the trade deadline. Just when Raider Nation realized trade rumors couldn't get any hotter, a new name entered the conversation, and it's taking everyone by surprise. According to Raider Nation Radio's Q Meyers, cornerback Eric Stokes could be the next Raider to be traded before the November 4th trade deadline. While most of the talk this month has focused on Jakobi Meyers and Max Crosby, international sources say several playoff contenders have quietly reached out to Stokes. The cornerback is having one of his best seasons in years, coming off a rough patch but earning praise from coaches and scouts across the league. With his one-year contract set to expire after this season, trading him now could make sense both financially and for the Raiders roster. Q Meyers explained it this way: Eric Stokes has been having a really solid year, and I've heard his name mentioned a few times saying, "Hey, this guy's really good. Maybe we can call the Raiders." And he might be right. Las Vegas is 2-5 and looking to build for the future, meaning any player with an expiring contract becomes a potential trade chip. If a contender offers draft capital for Stokes, it could give the Raiders more flexibility this offseason, especially as they continue to rebuild their defense under Patrick Graham. Behind the scenes, however, there's another side to this story. The Raiders have placed a big bet on Darian Porter, a young defender who impressed during training camp but hasn't yet seen consistent snaps. If Stokes is moved, Porter could finally get a chance at a more significant role, something the coaching staff seems eager to explore, especially with Q Blue Kelly struggling in coverage this season. But here's where something even more interesting comes in. Former Raider and current analyst Lincoln Kennedy believes Las Vegas already has a potential replacement in mind: Tariq Woolen of the Seattle Seahawks. Woolen, who has fallen out of favor in the Seattle secondary, has exactly the size and athleticism that Pete Carroll loves in cornerbacks. Kennedy hinted that the Raiders could try to reunite Woolen with Carroll, who now plays a key advisory role in Las Vegas. A trade for Woolen would make perfect sense, Kennedy said. He fits the system Patrick Graham wants: tall, quick, physically capable cornerbacks who can initiate and play man coverage. With the connections between Vegas and Seattle currently, I wouldn't be surprised if this deal happens. This connection cannot be ignored. In the last few months alone, the Raiders have added Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, and now Tyler Lockett, all key players from the Seahawks' final years. If Woolen is next to join them, Las Vegas could be building something much bigger than people realize. A foundation built on familiarity, trust, and proven chemistry. Still, the question remains: if Stokes is moved, will it be a step toward the future or another sign that the Raiders are tearing things down before rebuilding? The answer could come in the coming days. With the trade deadline less than a week away, Las Vegas could be on the verge of several moves, ones that could reshape the defense, redefine the roster, and possibly mark the beginning of a new era under Pete Carroll. With Tyler Lockett joining the roster, Jakobi Meyers possibly leaving, and Eric Stokes emerging as a surprise trade candidate, do you think the Raiders are building a smarter future under Pete Carroll, or are they taking a big risk by changing the roster so close to the deadline? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.